What is up, guys? It's Dan the Man, and today I'm going to be recapping the second round of the February Action Chess Championship held here at Chess Zone. Now, going into round two, I have won my previous game against the number one seed in the tournament. Quite the upset indeed. His name was Kabilesh Yuvaraj, and I won the game in a rather surprising and pleasant way. I thought I had hung a basic tactic and lost an exchange, but it ended up swarming Kabilesh's king with my minor pieces and launching an unstoppable checkmating attack. So quite the plot twist there. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I recommend you go head back to that video and get caught up before coming back here. And here I'm prepared against an individual named Sasha Creighton, who's also around 2,000 rating, and Sasha and I actually know each other somewhat well. The reason being is because, one, he graduated from the same high school that I currently attend, and two, he was in both the quiz bowl and the orchestra, meaning that we have the same interests and are acquainted in that way. So it was kind of pleasant playing him, playing someone you know, not just from chess. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the action. Also note that I only have one engine line on. In case 3 was a bit too distracting, maybe it was like distracting with the moves constantly regenerating because the engine was trying to compute the best lines. I tried turning the lines off completely, but the eval wasn't responding to the moves, so I have to go with one engine line here. It's the best I can do. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump straight into the action. So, I begin the game with e4, and Sasha replies with e6, going to the French defense, d4, d5, and I go with the dry variation, the exchange variation. I'm not a fan of closed positions, so I almost always play the exchange variation, leading to very drawn positions. So e takes d5, e takes, and we do a bit of copying, knight f3, knight f6, bishop d3, bishop d6, h3, castles, and h6. And here I go with rook to e1. And I thought maybe he would play rook to e8 here and continue the game of copying. But he mixes it up and plays the move c5, which is not the best move, but it's not horrible. The reason it's not best is because I can take and give him the isolated queen pawn, which sometimes will prove to be a liability later in the game. But for now, it's perfectly fine. And we're both doing this pretty quickly, only spending like a minute on time. Here I play the move bishop to e3, offering to go in with more trades. And he takes and plays this move queen b6. And he's attacking my b2 pawn, as you guys can see. And while a move such as b3 is playable, or queen c1 to defend like that, I go with a bit of a more tricky approach, and I play the move knight to c3. And knight c3 is a trap, because black can't take. Yeah, see, the eval is working now. If I had the engine lines off, the eval wasn't shooting up, so that's why I have to go with one. So yeah, he plays queen takes b2 here, and surprisingly, the queen's basically trapped. Because I would go rook b1 here, sacrificing the knight. If the knight is taken, bishop h7 wins the queen. So the only other square for the queen's here. But then you have this brilliant move, knight takes d5, sacrificing the knight again. And if the knight takes you, you have bishop h7, because you had cleared the knight out of the way, and then now you're clearing the bishop out of the way. So black's best try is to retreat the queen like that, and the engine here says to play check, king h8, and then probably a move, let's say maybe like queen e2. Is that playable? Oh, I guess not. What's the best move? Oh, knight h4. Knight h4 is what the engine recommends. Probably trying to go knight f5 or something, I imagine. Yeah, so in fact, I think that's the only move. If I turn on the other engine lines, we could see, but I'm keeping it at 1 for this video. So knight h4, that was what the engine would recommend in that line. So yeah, after knight c3, I didn't think Sasha would fall for this trick. He played the move knight c6, and I was kind of a little bit, kind of worried here because he's threatening a fork with d4, and my b2 pawn is still attacked. So let's just pretend that I save my b pawn. Oh, apparently d4 here is not even winning material. Why is that? Oh, because you can play knight a4 and attack the queen. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that let's pretend I play like rook b1. Yeah, now d4 is over for white, because if you try knight a4 here, then the knight's attacked like that. Okay, so you have to address d4, and I do this by playing the move knight to a4, which attacks the queen, and after the queen attacks my knight, I defend it with c3. And here we each have about 50 minutes on time. Here Sasha plays the move bishop to d7, and his idea is he's sort of preventing me from playing the move b4. If I play b4 here, he has the option to take on b4, and then my knight is discovered attacked. He would take with the queen, and I would just be down a pawn. So for that reason, I play the move bishop to c2 to defend my knight again. And here he plays the move rook on f to e8, and I decide to trade rooks, because if I don't, let's say I do something like this, he can play a rook takes and probably bring the rook over like that and just gain tempo. So I go ahead and, I first play this move b4 to attack the queen, and then I trade rooks on e8 and play the move knight to c5. And on knight c5, I have 47 minutes, and he has 41 minutes upon playing the move bishop to c8. And so far, this game has basically been a total draw. No one has had any sort of, chance to build an advantage. It's stagnant. It's like a horizontal line on the eval graph. It's a horizontal line, that little midline through the evaluation bar review. So that's kind of how this game is progressing. So after bishop c8, queen d2, I'm preparing to play rook e1. Here he plays the move b6 to attack the knight and force me backwards. I play knight b3, knight e5, and that knight's pretty strong. I can't let it go to c4, and so I'm pretty much forced to take. He plays queen takes, and I play knight d4 pretty quickly. And here he plays the move knight to e4. And I was thinking for several minutes here about what to do. Either to take the knight with my bishop, move my queen or move my queen to 3 squares, d3, e3, or e1, something that would defend my c3 pawn. Let's see. I was looking at queen d3 to try to maybe threaten some sort of battery in the future. But, black can always just go back, and I didn't really accomplish much from that. And, yeah, so I actually went with queen e3 here. And, yeah, after queen e3, he played the move queen c7 to possibly threaten discoveries on my queen and also attack the c-pawn twice. So here, after queen c7, I play the move rook to e1, which pins the knight to the rook, meaning that both queen takes c3 or knight takes c3 aren't possible, because if this were to happen, the rook would hang at the end, even with checkmate. So yeah, after rook e1, he played the move bishop to d7 to defend his rook, and I play the move f3. And he can't go pawn hunting here either, because my bishop magically covers the h7 square, and this king is forced into a back rank mate. So he plays the move knight f6 to defend his rook again, and I slide back my queen to d2 and to defend my c3 pawn and my rook. And he plays the move rook to c8 here, rook e3 defending, And he plays the move a5 with about 20 minutes on the clock, and I actually have a steady time advantage with around 32 minutes on the clock. So after a5, I play a3, and we get a trade, and then he plays the move king f8, which looked a little bit weird. I don't really think moving the king closer was necessary, but it's not like I can take advantage of that. And here I play the move bishop to f5, which is best, and if he lets me, I'm happy with the trade because my knight is in a pretty annoying spot. Like, he can't kick my knight out because I would take on h6, and yeah, I would just like my knight in that spot of the board. So he played the move rook to a8 here, and I decide to trade bishops. He takes back with the knight, and then I play the move knight f5, attacking the d5 pawn, discovered attack, maybe having ideas of playing queen d4 and attacking g7. Maybe playing rook e7. My knight's just really good on that square. He plays knight f6 to defend his pawn, and I play the move rook to e1 to cover the check on a1 if need be, and also thinking of ideas on sacking on h6. So he actually plays the move rook a3 here, and that lets me sack, but he shouldn't take me back because his king is just very weak, because after this, his king is on the verge of being mated. And if he tries to cover by retreating the rook, I imagine a good move here would be something, let's see, is rook e7 good? Yeah, rook e7 is fine. So we fork the queen and the pawn, so that was playable. But instead he goes queen takes c3, he ignores my sack, and I'm essentially forced to trade queens, and we enter this rook and knight endgame. And here I play after knight f5, I have 22 minutes. Knight f5, I have 20 minutes, sorry. And after rook b3, Sasha has 12 minutes. And there's no way for me to defend the pawn, right? So I have to go for some sort of counterplay. I play the move rook to c1, and he can't take because I would throw in a check. Knight would block, and knight d6, and then he's actually losing a knight here. While it's not completely winning for white, it's always, from a human standpoint, this is lost because you're just down a knight in the endgame. I guess you can survive with a check, yeah, but then you just go king f2, and you don't let the rook go to e1 to defend your knight. Okay, and if they keep checking you, you go here. If they check, king e2. Okay, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought, but from a surface level analysis, this looks pretty bad. I guess black can get away with checking, but you shouldn't allow this. Anyway, after rook c1, he went king g8. I play check, king h7, and I go knight d6 to attack the f-pawn. Here he plays the move king g6, and my other idea of playing knight d6 was to play b5 and have my pawn defended, because I couldn't really defend it easily in any other way. Sorry. He plays the move d4, Sasha, and I play the move rook c4. I'm just going on the defensive end. I didn't really want to go in the offensive, trying to go pawn hunting, because black's d-pawn is what needs attention towards, and I have to invest my my army, my pieces, towards stopping the black pawn. So I have to be a bit defensive here. So after rook c4, I have 16 minutes, and Sasha, after playing d3, has 9 minutes. Rook d4, I get behind the pawn. Probably going to bring my king over next few moves if he lets me. He plays the move knight d7, which I thought was kind of a blunder because he lets me do this tactic, winning a pawn. And if he takes, I would take his knight. And this is still a draw, but I'm up a pawn here, so it's probably going to be harder to pull off the draw for black. He plays knight c5. And I play check, king f5, and the best move here is knight c4, and the rook can't take on the pawn because you have a fork waiting, and if the king tries to attack your rook, you actually defend your rook in the process here. So that's a little bit of a trap there. But I instead play f4 to defend my knight like that. And here Sasha plays a check. I play king f2. And here he mistakenly checks me again. The best move here was to play the move d2. And I can't take this pawn because of a fork on the king and the rook. So, and he's threatening the queen too, so... okay, the engine here suggests the move knight c4, okay. Oh, the idea here is you let black queen, but then you... Okay, yeah, you just would have the fork waiting. Okay, I see. Yeah, so I can't really blame him with only like 6 minutes on the clock. He plays rook b2 check, king f3. I'm actually winning here somewhat. He plays the move d2, a bit too late. And now I play the move knight c4. And his rook's kind of glued to defending the pawn in a way. He tried the move knight b3, but that fails. That actually hangs a rook. And because I first play this move, rook to d5 check, which saves the rook and checks the king. But the king, you might say the king can attack the rook, right? I have this move, rook e5, and I save my rook again. And next move, I'm going to capture black's rook and at the same time defend the promotion square. And in this position, Sasha resigned the game, and we get two pretty big victories in the tournament, meaning that my rating is on the path to go to soar. And yeah, this tournament is panning out really well so far. Getting 2 upsets against 2,000 rated players. And what blows me away the most, what makes me even prouder of this game is when you look at the accuracy. What in the comments before, yeah, no cheating, guys. If in the comments, please tell me what you guys think the accuracy is prior to me revealing it to you. Don't read the comments for anyone else. Don't read the comments saying like, oh, it's this answer. Just put your thoughts down below for what you thought it was before I reveal it to you. Got it? All right. I'm guessing your guess was lower than it actually is because the accuracy that I ended up with is freaking 98 accuracy. I played like stockfish, guys. I mean, Sasha didn't play that bad either. He played 93.1, but me playing at 98.2 is like such a rarity. It's like a blue moon, guys. I don't think this is I've ever gotten this accuracy in a long game before. Like this is unprecedented. This is a phenomenon that will probably only occur a few times. Like we're talking like Magnus accuracy, and I'm only 1800, guys, not number 1 player in the world, and I still ended up with getting a 98.2 accuracy, which is just phenomenal. So gotta give myself credit where it's due, and Sasha for that matter. Because yeah, we both basically played a perfect game except that a little bit of an endgame mistake. And yeah, we played like I played like a 2500 and Sasha played like a 2400. So yeah, just came down in that single check on b2 from the rook that led me to have the winning position. So yeah, very pleased with this game. Current score of 2 out of 2, as I pointed out. And I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. If you like content like this, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Tell me if you were right on your accuracy. Be honest. And if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think of this tournament, my videos, my channel, anything like that. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye.